America's good at two things. I'll sum it up to two things, profoundly amazing, actually. The first thing is it promotes separation. It promotes inequality. It promotes a sense of injustice. It promotes a sense of discrimination. Demographics are a thing, is a reality, due to the fact that economic divide keeps the country afloat, right? So what do I mean by that? Before I get into the second one, let me break that down a little bit. What I mean by that is, if you're working on a job for 5, 10, or 20 years, the control factor is not your experience or your loyalty to the job or your education on the job or your skill set or customer service in reference to the job. The control factor is how much money can me as a company, as a business owner, as a shareholder, as a CFO keep indirectly, at least, and sometimes directly, understanding the ever-changing and increase of cost of living for your employee. Economic divide. We're by default wage slaves. By default. We fight and claw to attempt not just stability in income, but the increase of our wages, because life becomes expensive just by default, just by living, and expenses increases. So I'll leave it there. That's number one. Number two, the systems that be in an environment like the US, it promotes a sense of overspending, negligent, blissful ignorance towards financial deficit. What I mean by that is, we may make good money, decent money. We may have a lot in our savings. We're able to recuperate funds, recover funds, grow funds. And with the system of the United States, with the powers that be, whether you guys don't believe in this matrix or not, it doesn't matter necessarily how frugal we spend or how much we budget. Why? Because of the food we eat. It gets us sick. The climate we're in, it gets us sick. The stress with working, it gets us sick. And why am I mentioning sickness? Well, we incur hospital bills, medication, right? The idea that we can't remain healthy mentally and physically, it drains us financially, because we're trying to suppress the idea or the notion that we're not in a system where it's supposed to do that. We just got to work harder. It happens, you know, it's just, we're around a lot of people, you know, it's flu season. You know, well, you know, I just got a lot of work on my plate. There's a lot on my plate in general, right? We're not understanding that everything is connected. So I'm not talking about the sense of overspending or spending too much in ratio or reference to how much we need to survive, to be comfortable. 50, 20, 30 rule in a sense. Cost of living, savings and investment for the future, and a little, you know, emergency fund in a way, right? I'm talking about people who are on point with trying to maximize their income, maximize their savings. They're frugal. I'm talking about people who are deciding to not have kids. I'm talking to people who are deciding to not go to school, incur debt. People who are not deciding to buy a house, right? This stuff happens, guys. People still, right, get that yin and yang factor. We're doing what we can, although the system is promoting those strongholds, those bots, that bot activity, those roadblocks. Overspending, basically what I'm saying is overspending happens by default. We spend too much by default, whether it's our fault internally negligent wise or not, externally, control wise. It doesn't matter, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do we overspend? You don't got to look at the numbers. Just look at how life is going for a lot of people. Look at what people have to do to maintain housing and all this stuff. Do we overspend in America? Ask, why do we overspend? You know, what are we doing to not be able to do that, you know? Sawadee Cup. But when we start thinking higher level, we got to really look at all of the signs. Is it meant for the majority, which is the minority in a sense, of the economic divide? Is it meant for most people to succeed? In my opinion, I don't think so. But you guys let me know your thoughts in the comments. If this is your first time seeing Black, hit a sub, leave a like. Let me know. Are you guys doing everything you can to stay within your budget? Do you feel like it's impossible to make up for gaps of employment, of income, even if you're not trying to play the game of getting into the American dream, i.e. gaining liability, debt, and other things? You're still finding it hard to maneuver? That got to be a system thing, right? It got to be. If we figure out how to stop overspending, if we figure out how to stash, if we figure out how to limit liability and our cost of living, then we may have an opportunity or chance. But there's a lot of sacrifice, isolation, and research we got to do that. And you know what? Many people aren't even mentally inept to even understand that. You know what I'm saying? Comment below if you can understand some of what I'm saying. Like, because if you want change, you're going to seek it.